Hello everyone, I'm TSC Trader, and I'm going to be talking a little bit today about the various studies I use, how to interpret them, what settings I use, and so on. So, first thing we're going to look at here is moving averages. They're plotted on the chart itself, not in a separate pane. All moving averages act as support and resistance, and I'll tell you the moving averages I use. 9 period, 18 period, 30 period, 50 period, and 200 period, and these are all simple moving averages. The 9 period often acts as the target for pullbacks in an uptrend or in a downtrend, and sometimes it'll go a little bit beyond that to the 18 period, and generally above that they all act as support and resistance. The longer term the moving average, the more significant the support and resistance. Also, a shorter term moving average crossing above a longer term moving average is bullish. A shorter term moving average crossing below a longer term moving average is bearish. Alright, next we're going to talk about volume here. Pretty much all chart packages carry volume. When volume is trending down during a trend, it is an indication of a reversal to come. When volume is trending up during a trend, it's an indication that the trend will likely continue. Alright, so the next three I'm going to talk about are all Warden proprietary indicators. You can only get them if you're using a product from Warden Brothers. So first, balance of power, or BOP. When BOP is below 0, especially red, it shows systematic selling. Above 0, especially green, back here, is systematic buying. And so obviously above 0 is bullish, below 0 is bearish, and also trending up is bullish, trending down is bearish. So next here we'll look at TSV and money stream, both of which are, again, Warden proprietary indicators. TSV crossing above either of the moving average shows 50 and 18 is bullish, and below them is bearish. Also, just generally being high in the pane, and definitely above 0 is bullish, shows buying, and trending down or being low is bearish, trending up bullish. Money stream here shows money flowing in or out of a stock. So if it's trending down, it's bearish. Trending up is bullish. And generally being higher on the chart means there's a lot of money being poured into a stock, and it's quite bullish, and then lower, a lot of money flowing out of stock, quite bearish. Alright, now we're going to look at the MACD and stochastics here. First, envelope channels and Bollinger Bands. I use a combination of the two. In Telechart, you can do all kinds of different chart templates. So on this particular one, I just put these on, and I think using them together, an envelope channel of 9 and 5 and Bollinger Bands 18 and 15 work quite well generally in determining support and resistance. If I had to pick one, though, I have to go with the envelope channel. It's generally more accurate most of the time, but I like using them together. Alright, MACD down here. The actual MACD is the white and pink lines. The white is the signal line, and the pink is the MACD line. Crossing below the signal line is bearish, above is bullish, trending up is bullish, trending down is bearish, and then there's the histogram, the bars, which plots the difference between these two. Trending down is bearish, trending up is bullish. Generally being low is bearish, and being high is bullish. Very often you'll get much more trend confirmation or divergence with the histogram rather than the MACD itself, but when the MACD is diverging with price, then that is much more serious than the histogram diverging with price. And last but not least, well, quite possibly it is least, in fact, stochastics here. I use the settings 9, 6, and 6. In testing, they were found to be some of the only settings in stochastics that works. If you are using a long-term setting, don't use a long-term setting on stochastics. It just doesn't work. At least not for my style of trading. Perhaps different, more patient style perhaps would work. That would be much more risky. So high on the chart is overbought, low on the chart is oversold. The stochastic self crossing below the white line, or the signal line, is bearish, and above is bullish. Well, I've showed you my indicators. That's all for today. I'm TSD Trader from Chartrat.com, and you can find this video in the education section after this in Chartrat.com. So, thank you. That's all for today.